Welcome. Today we will discuss lines and angles. Let us take two lines and I will take one more line. This line is intersecting two lines L and M at two different points. Now I will name this line as N. So this line is intersecting L and M at two different points. The 2 points are here one intersecting point and here we have one more intersecting point. So this line N is intersecting the two lines at two different points, so that this line N is called transversal. A line which intersects the two lines at two different points is called transversal. When a transversal intersects the two lines at different points, then we will get 8 angles. So the 8 angles are here one angle, here another angle, here one more angle, here the fourth angle, this is the fifth angle, this is the sixth one, this is the seventh one, and it is the eighth angle. So I will give some names for these 4 angles. This is the angle A, this is the angle B, this is C, this is D, it's E, F, G, H. So if two lines are intersecting with a transversal, then 8 angles have been formed. So we will give some names for these 8 angles. First, let us discuss about the interior angles. Interior, in the name itself, it means that the angle should be inside the two lines. Here the two lines are L and M. So the angles which are inside these two angles are angle C, angle D, angle E and angle F. So we will denote these angles are interior angles. So their names are angle C, this is a symbol for angle, angle C, comma, angle D, comma, angle E, comma, angle F. These are interior angles. And now we will write one more, that is exterior angles. So the exterior angles are outside of the two lines. They are angle A, angle B, angle G, angle H. We will write alternate interior angles. Here we have the word interior. Yes, interior angles means the angle should be inside only. So the interior angles are angle C, angle D, angle E and angle F. In these 4 angles only we have to write about the alternate interior angles. Alternate means the angles should be on the either side of the transversal. First, transversal, here the line N is the transversal, and the left side of the transversal, the angles formed on the left side of the transversal are angle B, angle C, angle F and angle G. And on the right side, the angles formed on this transversal are angle A, angle D, angle E and angle H. In these angles we have to choose only interior angles. That means one angle should be on the left side of the transversal and another angle should be on the right side of the transversal, and both the angles should be inside. I will write alternate interior angles means the angles should be, we have to take two angles, so the two angles should be on the either side of the transversal. This is the first point for alternate angles. And the second one is the two angles should be on the interior only. That means the two angles are interior angles. And the third one is the angles which we are choosing are not adjacent angles. So we write the two angles should not be adjacent. These are the conditions for alternate interior angles. Let us go through the figure first. In the figure, the first condition is the two angles should be on the either side of the transversal. That means one angle should be on the left side and the another angle should be on the right side. Okay, and the two angles should be interior angles. So suppose if you take angle C on the left side, so you have to choose the right side of the transversal are angle D and angle E, and we will go through the third condition, the two angles should not be adjacent. So for angle C, angle D is adjacent. That's why we should not choose angle D for angle C. So we have to choose the two angles, angle C and angle E, as the alternate interior angles. I will write the first pair is angle C, comma angle E. This is the first pair, and we write the second pair. We have to take angle D. Okay, this is on the right side, and we have to choose the angle which is on the left side. So for angle D, the left side angle is angle C and angle F, but angle C is adjacent to angle D. That's why we should not choose angle C for angle D. So that alternate interior angles are angle D and angle F. So we will write angle D, comma angle F. These are alternate interior angles. Now we will write next one, alternate exterior angles. The same condition, but we have to choose the exterior angles. In the figure, the exterior angles are angle A, angle B, angle G and angle H. On that, the two angles should not be adjacent. That means if we take angle B, then definitely we should not take angle A, and we should not take angle G for angle B. Why? Because these two are on the same side. That's why we have to choose the alternate angle for angle B. that is angle H. So we can write angle B and angle H. And the second pair, angle A and angle G. And we will write the next one, corresponding angles. For this we have some conditions. The conditions are, first one, the two angles are on the same side of the transversal. In the previous alternate interior angles, the two angles should be on the either side of the transversal, but here the two angles should be on the same side of the transversal. The second condition, one angle should be interior and the other angle should be exterior. The third one, the two angles should not be adjacent. So we will write the angles first. If you take angle A, then angle A is the exterior angle and the interior angle for angle A should be angle D and angle E. But according to the condition for corresponding angles, the two angles should not be adjacent. So for angle A we should not take angle D. So definitely we should take angle A and angle E. This is one pair. The second one, if we take angle B, this is the exterior angle. So for angle B we have to take the interior angle, that is angle C or angle F. But angle C is adjacent to angle B, that's why we should not take angle C and we have to take only angle F. Here in the corresponding angles, we must and should take the angles should be on the same side of the transversal. That's why I am taking like that. So angle B and angle F. And if you take angle C, then angle C is the interior angle. So we have to choose the exterior angle, that is angle G. And angle D comma angle F. And we will take one more. The interior angles which are on the same side of the transversal. So the angles which are on the same side of the transversal and they should be interior. In the corresponding angles, here one angle is interior and another angle is exterior, and the two angles should be on the same side of the transversal. In the interior, in the alternate angles, the two angles should be interior, but the two angles should be on the either side of the transversal. So this is the mixing of alternate and corresponding angles. So here we have to choose only interior angles, and the two angles should be on the same side of the transversal. So let us take them as, if you choose angle A and if you choose angle C, then definitely the another angle should be on the same side of the transversal, that is angle F. So angle C comma angle F, and angle D comma angle E. And next one we should take as angles on the exterior angles on the same side of the transversal. Here we have to choose only exterior angles. The exterior angles are angle A and angle H, angle B and angle G. And suppose here the lines L and M are not parallel here. Suppose if these two lines L and M are parallel, then what will happen? We will go through that first. If the two lines L and M are parallel, then what will happen to the figure? There is no change in the figure, but there will be some change in the angles. This is line L, this is M, and this is N, and the angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Their names are angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D, angle E, angle F, angle G, angle H. So if L and M are parallel, then if the two lines L and M are parallel, then what will happen? In the previous figure, first you have written about the interior angles and exterior angles. So there is no change in these angles, and the alternate interior angles, angle C and angle E, angle D and angle F, these pairs are equal. That means angle C is equal to angle E and angle D equal to angle F. What are these angles? These angles are alternate interior angles. So I will write, if two lines L and M are parallel, then the first condition is the alternate interior angles are equal. That means here I did not write angle C is equal to angle E. I don't know. Suppose angle C may be 30 degrees and angle E may be 50 degrees. When it is possible? This is possible only when L and M are not parallel. Suppose if L and M are parallel, then definitely these angles, angle C and angle E are equal. Suppose if angle C is 50 degrees, then definitely angle E will be 50. If suppose angle D is 100, then definitely angle F also 100. So from that I can write angle C is equal to angle E. And angle D is equal to angle F. And the second one, the alternate exterior angle should be equal. The alternate exterior angles are equal. Here the alternate exterior angles are angle B and angle H. They are equal. So we can write angle B is equal to angle H. When it is possible? It is possible only when L and M are parallel. Suppose if two lines are not parallel, then we cannot write they are equal. And angle A is equal to angle G. And the third one, this is very important one. The third one is corresponding angles are equal. The corresponding angles in the figure are angle A and angle E, angle B and angle F, angle C and angle G, angle D and angle F. Actually we have to write all these in brackets because this is one pair and this is another pair. This is another and this is another. Like this we have to write in brackets. So angle A is equal to angle E, and angle B is equal to angle F, and angle C is equal to angle G, angle D is equal to angle H. And the fourth one, this is also very important, the sum of the, here new word has come, that is sum, the sum of the interior or exterior angles which are on the same side of the transversal is (180 degrees). This is possible only when L and M are parallel. If they are not parallel, we cannot say that their sum is 180 degrees. You just remember that. The sum of the interior and or exterior. So we should see the first figure. In that the interior angles which are on the same side of the transversal, that we have written there. They are angle C and angle F. So here if the two lines L and M are parallel, then definitely angle C plus angle F is equal to 180 degrees. That we have to write. So angle C plus angle F, that is equal to 180, and angle D plus angle E is equal to 180. This is about the interior angles. And we will write about the exterior angles. The exterior angles are this one, angle A comma angle H. So their sum should be 180. So we can write angle A plus angle H is equal to 180 degrees, and angle B plus angle G is equal to 180. So we will observe all these in one figure. After that, we will take one example. So the lines are L, M and N. Here one angle is given, that is 80 degrees. So the question is, find all the angles. So if this angle is 80 degrees, then definitely it will be 100 degrees. How can we say this is 100 degrees? In the previous class we have learnt that these two angles are on the same straight line. That means these two angles are called linear pair. If two angles are called linear pair, then their sum should be 180. So if this angle is 80 degrees, then definitely it will be 100. Next, if it is 100, then definitely we can say that this is also 100. How can I say this? Because if two lines are intersecting, then vertically opposite angles are equal. Suppose this is one line, this is another line. If two lines are intersecting, then definitely these two angles are equal every time. You can measure. And this is, and suppose if it is 100, it is also 100. If it is 80, then it is also 80. So it is 80 degrees, then definitely it will be 80. Yes. Then how to find the next angle? So here we have four angles, 1, 2, 3, 4. How to find these four angles? Actually here we are unable to find the four angles, these four angles. Why? Because there is no condition given for the two lines L and M. So we cannot find the angles at M. So the condition should be given. Find all the angles if L parallel M. Now we can find. So if it is 100 degrees, then definitely the alternate interior angle for this 100 degrees is this one. This is also 100. And if you know one angle here, then definitely we can write the remaining angles. If it is 100, then definitely it is also 100, because these two are vertically opposite angles. And the alternate interior angle for 80 degrees, this 80 degrees is this one. According to the condition of alternate interior angles, the two angles should be in the interior. That means this CIT, this 100 and this CIT and this 100. So these four angles are interior angles. And alternate, the word we are using alternate means the two angles should be on the either side of the transversal. That means we get only this CIT, this 100 and this CIT, because this 100 is on the same side, so we should not take this. And the two angles should not be adjacent, so this 100 is eliminated. So only we get only these two angles. So these two are alternate interior angles. And if it is 80, then its vertically opposite angle is also 80. So like this we can write. And now we will check all the angles, alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles and corresponding angles, and the sum of the alternate or exterior angles, the sum of the interior or exterior angles on the same side of the transversal is 180. We will check all these here first. First one, alternate interior angles are equal. So when L and M are parallel. Alternate interior angles means this CIT, this CIT, both are equal. This is 80, this is also 80. So these two are called alternate interior angles. This is one pair, both are equal. And we will take one more pair. This one 100 and this is also 100. And alternate exterior angles. So this 100 and this 100. These two are alternate exterior angles. And another pair, this is 80 degrees and this is also 80 degrees. And then for third one, corresponding angles are equal. What are corresponding angles? Corresponding angles means the two angles should be on the same side of the transversal, and one is in the interior, another one is the exterior, and they should not be adjacent. So from that we can say that this 100 and this one, these two are corresponding angles, they are equal. And this CIT and this CIT, two are corresponding angles. And this 100 and this 100 and this CIT and this CIT. And the next one, sum of the interior or exterior angles on the same side of the transversal is 180. So let us take about the interior angles. The two angles should be on the same side of the transversal and their sum is 180. If we take this 100 and this CIT, these two sum is 180. Check once. And these two also same side of the transversal, their sum is 180. And this CIT and this 100, these two sum is 180. And this 100 and this CIT, their sum is also 180. So we have checked all the conditions. So like this we have to find all the angles. In this figure, AB parallel to CD and we have to find X. What should we have to find? X. To find X, we require a line which is parallel to CD. At E, I have drawn a line parallel to CD. Already in the given AB parallel CD, and now I have drawn CD parallel to EF. Just observe, AB parallel CD and CD parallel EF. That means AB parallel EF. And also in the figures, just observe the arrow marks. These arrow marks indicates the lines are parallel. So on AB we have an arrow mark, and on CD also the same, and on EF also we have the arrow mark. So from this construction we have got AB parallel to EF. I will draw the two lines AB, this is AB, and this is EF, and I will draw like this. So I will give the names AB, and this is EF. Here already we have known the angle is 105 degrees, and this angle we don't know. So angle AEF, observe the figure, angle AEF, that means this total angle, this one, this we have to find out. Actually this angle is of 25 degrees only, from here to here it is 25, and after that this angle we don't know. So let us suppose that that is y. So from this we can say that angle AEF is equal to this 25 degrees and this y. So we can write it as 25 plus y. AB parallel EF, and AE is the transversal. So if two lines are intersected by a transversal, then the sum of these two angles is 180. How can I write the sum of the two angles is 180? We just think over it. I am writing 105 plus 25 plus y is equal to 180 degrees. How I am writing this one? Just recall the properties which you have learnt yesterday. AB and EF are parallel lines. We will extend them. We will extend like this, and we will extend AB line also, and we will extend AE. Just observe. Here 105 degrees and 25 plus y, these two angles are on the same side of the transversal, and the two are interior angles, so that their sum is 180 degrees. So from that I can write that is 180 degrees. So here 105 plus 25, that is 130, plus y is equal to 180 degrees, and y is equal to 180 degrees minus 130 degrees. So y is equal to 50 degrees. Now we will substitute this value at y. So if you write y as 50, then the figure will be like this. Now we can draw again CD line and EF line. Again we will draw. This is CD and this is EF, and both the lines are parallel, and we have a transversal there. The transversal is like this. So this is CD and it is EF. It is X. And this angle CEF is y degrees, that is equal to, now itself we got this as 50. Again CE is the transversal. Just observe, AB parallel CD parallel EF, and CE is the transversal. We can write CD parallel EF and CE is the transversal. Again the same property, the angles which are on the same side of the transversal are X and Y. These two are interior, so their sum is 180 degrees. So from that we can write X plus Y is equal to 180 degrees, and X plus Y is 50. So X plus 50 is equal to 180, that is X is equal to, we get 130 degrees. So like this we can find. Let us take example 9. In that we have to find out A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Observe this figure. In this figure, it is clearly known that the lines which are having the arrow mark are parallel. That means this line and this one and this one. All the three lines are parallel to each other. And we have to find out the values of A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Observe the figure first. Let us observe these two lines only first. This line and this line. These two lines are parallel. For these two lines, this line is the transversal. So, the angle X and Z, X is in the interior of these two lines and Z is in the exterior of the two lines, and these two angles are not adjacent, and these two angles are on the same side of this transversal, so that these two angles are equal. I can write angle X is equal to angle Z. How I am writing? Since the two angles are called corresponding angles. And this X plus Y, just observe. Actually, this X and this Y, these two angles are on the same line, on this line. So, these two angles are called linear pair. That means the sum of the two angles is 180 degrees. We can write that X plus Y, angle X plus angle Y is equal to 180 degrees. Here the reason is since linear pair. Let us observe the first line and the last one. For these two lines, the transversal is this one. This is the transversal. Observe here. This 65 degrees is the angle which is on one side of this transversal, and B is also on the same side of the transversal, and it is in the exterior of the two lines. So, this angle B and this 65, these two angles are called corresponding angles. So, we can write angle B is equal to 65 degrees since corresponding angles. We got the measure of angle B, and this angle B and angle C both are equal. How can I say that the two angles are equal? Angle B is equal to angle C I am writing. How can I write that? Since they are vertically opposite angles, so we can write angle C is equal to 65 degrees. Just keep them in brackets. And angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 because these two are linear pair. So, we will write angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. We will substitute the value of angle C. So, angle A plus 65 is equal to 180 degrees, and angle A is equal to 180 minus 65 degrees. So, angle A is equal to 115 degrees. Yes, we got angle A, B, C, and observe the figure again. We will take the last line and the first line again. Now we will change the transversal. The transversal is this one. Now it is a transversal. So this is 110 degrees. So just observe only these two lines, just ignore the middle one. So if it is 110 degrees, then definitely it will be 110. How? It is 110. How can I write that? Because these two angles are corresponding angles. This is in the interior of the two lines and this 110 is the exterior of the two lines. So these two are equal. And sum of these two is 180. So we can write 110 plus z is equal to 180. So angle z is equal to 180 minus 110. So angle z is equal to 70 degrees. We got angle z. If we know angle z, then definitely we can write angle x. So angle x is equal to same 70, and we can write angle y also here. So angle x plus angle y is equal to 180. So from that we can write angle x plus angle y is equal to 180. Then substitute angle x.